It actually went up there split. It's all just mangled up. And there's, look at this monster would have been Widowmaker right there. Last weekend, I went out to check the trail cameras only to see and find out that there was destruction everywhere in the woods. Now, a week ago, we had a huge snowstorm, blizzard come through, 50, 60 mile an hour winds. It was insane. We had like 10 inches of snow. Things were flying around all over the place. Went to go check trail cameras after the storm. There were trees down everywhere, trees bent over. There are these things right here. This is called a Widowmaker. A Widowmaker, it's a stick that comes, or a branch that comes out of the trees, falls down. If you're underneath it, you are then no longer on this earth. And I hammock camp a lot. I camp out here a lot, and those are very dangerous to have. And I was surprised to see just how many Widowmakers were actually sticking out of the ground as I walked through. So just like this one here. Look at this thing. It got pushed. I mean, that's a good 3 inches into the ground that it came just flying down in the storm, wedged itself in the dirt. Yeah, and so we're gonna hit the woods today, do some cleanup, remove all of the Widowmakers that are in the way. I have trails that go through here, and I was just surprised how many were actually in the ground, stuck deep in there. I pulled some out, saved some for today, but yeah, we're gonna get some chainsaws, we're gonna do some cleanup, see if we can make this look a little bit prettier. Just came across another one right here. Now it's a little bit smaller of one, but all right, let's see where we're at here. So yeah, there, that far. I mean, that is, again, a good couple inches in the ground. But look at, I mean, it's throwing branches everywhere. This is down, this is all new. We got stuff down over there. We have stuff down just everywhere. See if I spot any more Widowmakers. I mean, they're no longer Widowmakers because they're already down on the ground, but they could have been. If I was out here at any point in time doing my thing, they could have easily came down and taken me out. But I already have, you can kind of see this, I already have a lot of brush piles all set up. As storms have rolled through in the past, I have taken care of them all. All right here, look at that. Another little one came right down, stuck in the dirt. Gosh, just look at, I mean, so much stuff down, so much work. Oh, right here, right here. Look at this tiny guy. I mean, it's barely bigger than my hand, but it is stuck into the dirt. Look at that. Look at that. Actually has like a sharp edge on it. Like a little point going on. So they're out here. But yeah, we got some big stuff down over there. As I was checking trail cameras, one of my trail cameras was actually on the ground. A branch came off, ripped it off, tore the camera up. Yeah, and then left it on the ground for me to find. So there's a big tree down there I'm gonna go ahead and take out, and then a lot of little stuff in between. So typically the trail runs straight behind me, and as you can see, there's a good sized tree in the way. Look at it, actually went up there split. It's all just mangled up. Came down, now is blocking this way. And then down that way, I have more trees down, and that's actually where the trail camera was at, and then no longer is. So I gotta clear this out, which luckily there's a lot of small branches right here next to me, and some bigger stuff up there. And then down a little bit farther, we got a couple more trees. So time to get some chainsaws going. There we go. You can see at least through the trees. Now, I'm not going to get everything today. I'm just trying to get through this, get my paths cleared so I can have access to all of my property, and then I'll come back at a later date, maybe take care of some of the bigger stuff. But now that behind me, I will take care more of that. I'll cut that back a little bit farther, gain more access there just to get it prettied up, because I do hunt on the top side of that ravine, and shooting through all that brush and debris would be very difficult if there happened to be a nice deer standing in the bottom of here. So I want some of that knocked down. So that's primarily my goal, is just getting shooting lanes in a way. I'm really thinking about hunting, how this affects my hunting, how the deer are traveling through here, trying to clear some areas and stuff like that out. So, but I just got done with that area, checked over here. This is where some big stuff has fallen. And there's, look at this monster would have been Widowmaker right there. I mean, this thing is almost up to my, actually it's above my waist. So the thing is monstrous. Oh, there we go. Yeah, good 3 inches or so in there. So it was definitely stuck. And now I got this monster tree behind me. Look at this thing. And the roots are just getting exposed more and more. Got that giant tree behind me. Look at that thing's actually cracked up there and dropped, well, would have been this here in front of me. And that tree, I'm pretty sure, is leaning way more towards me than it has ever before. So that might be another one that's gonna come down naturally by itself. But from here, you can see too, like that big one right there, that's from the tornado that we had. So, I mean, there's still so much damage out here. I just can't keep up with it all, but I don't need to remove it all. I just need to make my shooting lanes, get my trails cleared, make it usable and fun for me and the family. That's the key. So if I have some brush piles sitting around, it's not a big deal. I'll come back and burn those up at a later date. But for now, I think I'm gonna move. No, I'm not gonna move on. I'm actually gonna concentrate on this chunk right here. Work this back a little bit, get all the smaller pieces out of the way so that way I can see the top of that ravine really nice. That way I can make sure I have a nice shooting lane from up top there. This tree here, actually, if you've seen any of my reels, was actually a big old rub for a deer. This thing got just gnarled up this last year, so it kind of sucks seeing this one go because it was getting hit like crazy. But it got hit by the other tree, pushed it down farther, the roots are exposed. It's basically on the ground, so I'm just gonna have to top it off and take care of it. But it's always sad to see something like that go. All right, first tree about done. All this is cleared out. Huge brush pile right there. And that is all that is left, is that mangled up mess. But that's some good firewood, thick stuff. So I'll come back at a later day, chop that down, maybe bring the splitter out here and split that up into firewood as needed. But got done chainsawing. Heard my daughter in the background, and she's here now helping me clear out some more. So we're gonna head down that direction, take care of those couple trees. Those are the ones that actually knocked down my trail camera and destroyed it. So we're gonna hit those next, and then it might be the end of our day. All right, I'm about running out of time for today, but I've made some progress, got some big ones chopped up out of the way. Nice little brush pile started, but I was looking past the pile of down trees and I saw one more stuck into the dirt. There, come take a peek at it quick. Look at that thing right there. That is definitely not a tree planted, sticking out. Let's see how deep that one is. So right about there. Oh. Holy cow. That's about the width of my palm. So that is a good sized Widowmaker coming on down. But I'm gonna have to call it quits for today. Hit it up another day. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. We'll see you next time. Later.